Hello, this is Shanoa from Attentive, here with another youth ambassador, Laurel, and our mentor and coach, Montel. He's going to be teaching us the fried liver attack today.
Hi, how are you, Laurel?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
And how are you, Shanoa?
Yeah, I'm good.
Excellent, okay. So today, as Shanoa has pointed out, you'll be learning the fried liver attack. So you will be able to have that in your locker. So first of all, you can try it on other people. And secondly, if people try it on you, I'll teach you a counter attack to it. So you'll know how to do the fried liver attack, and then you'll be able to beat people quite quickly. And if people try to do it to you, I'll teach you a counter attack to it. Okay. So the fried liver attack begins with the Italian game. In our last game, I was showing Laurel and Abiba the Italian game, which starts off with e4, e2 to e4, e7 to e5. The white brings out the knight, okay, and black brings out their knight, okay. And then white brings out the bishop to c4. Okay. So these these first three moves from white is the beginning of the Italian game. Okay, so when you see the board like that, that is what is known as the Italian game. And the reason for naming these is so that the trick in chess is there's loads of different combinations, and it helps people to remember. So when you see people doing something, you can either say, well, actually, in my next game, I'm going to try the Italian game or the King's Indian defense or the fried liver attack, etc. So you know how to start off with. So for the fried liver attack, what black can either do, they've got a number of options from here. They can either bring out the bishop, bring out the pawn, bring out the knight, either to the H square or to the F square. It doesn't really matter which one they bring it to because it works on whatever they do. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that they actually bring it to the F square, which is the most played, although they can play the others. You would then bring your knight on F square to here, to the G5 square. And what it's doing, it's defending your pawn, and it's attacking that alongside the bishop. Okay. Now, what they may do is they may try to defend that, okay? But that's quite hard to defend from there. The only way they can really defend it is by pushing this pawn forward too, okay? If they had moved to this side, that sort of like defends it, but you'll still take it anyway, okay? Let's assume that pawn comes forward too. You'll take it with your pawn, okay? What I'm showing you is the strongest, the best moves, but not everybody will do it in this order. They might do a weaker move, and if I get time, I'll show you what could happen if they don't do. These are the actual strongest moves. Then black would take that with the knight rather than the queen. So then, what the fried liver attack is really when you get your knight and you sacrifice your knight for that pawn. So then you're attacking the queen and you're attacking the rook. So from here, if you were black, what would you do, Laurel?
If you want to defend both, you'd have to take it with your king.
And what about you, Shanoa?
Yeah, I think I agree. You'd have to take it with the king, otherwise it's got too much riding on it, hasn't it? It can, yeah.
Absolutely. So everybody will take it with the king. Then the queen comes out here and calls check.
Oh.
Where would you move from there if you're black?
I think you'd move back out of check, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but which one?
Just to, personally, I think I'd go to G8.
Okay. Do you agree, Laurel, hide in G8?
Yeah, but I have a feeling it's wrong though. But I think that's the first thing I thought too.
I know. I think it is wrong because the bishop's there, isn't it?
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll try the G8 because when you're playing other people, that's one option that they might consider, right?
Yeah.
So let's say what happens if a person was to go into d8. As you said, you take the knight. Okay, check. How can they defend it?
Queen.
Nope. Bishop.
Yeah, you've got another bishop up there.
Okay, you bring down the bishop yet to agree?
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then checkmate. See, very quick game for. So that's one option that would happen if your opponent went onto that square. Try again. Where else would you go?
Go back to the E8 square.
Okay. Do you agree?
Yeah.
You go back to E8. Okay. So first of all, you lose that. Now what would you do?
I don't know.
Okay. Now what our black will do, just to let you know, first of all
Okay.
they'll castle, and then the rook will put pressure on here. They'll move the pawn at 1 to stop that from moving down 1 and bring out the bishop. Okay. As you know, the king can't move. You got very weak in development, already started to lose pieces, and the white will be in a very strong position. They can easily get out a knight, they can get out like the bishop. So they're going to put on a lot of pressure. So now, what would you do from here? You were black.
Well, my first instinct is to move the bishop out so that then I can castle.
But you
And-
can't now.
But
Oh,
With the
yeah,
king.
Yeah, you move the king.
yeah. I'm not too sure, you know. I don't know.
Do you want to give it a go? Where would you go? Just go anywhere, and then I'll show you what white's next move will be.
Okay, could you say move the other bishop in front of that bishop, maybe?
To here.
Yeah.
Because if you move here, it'll get taken, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
So white can either castle now, okay, or they can move out that to get out the bishop to get that into play. What I will do is I would actually castle.
Now, I don't know.
So you can see from this position, black is in quite a poor position, isn't it? Very early in the game. You've got a few potential checkmates that you can do. The moment you start getting this bishop and the rook into the game, it's quite deadly, isn't it?
Yeah,
So what do you think of this opening?
very, very good opening. Very hard to
Yeah.
deal with it.
It is very powerful because once you've got those players in, you don't know, well, those pieces in, you don't know really where to go with it. I mean, we're kind of trapped where we are as black. We can't go anywhere without, you know, causing imminent doom.
That's right, because white's got quite a strong position, especially when they start getting these two out,
Yeah,
throwing them into the tie. As you know, black is going to be worried about how they're going to defend the king. The centre pawns are quite weak. That pawn's not going to go forwards. Okay, that here is going to cause you problems. Okay, so let's assume that they bring that to here. Okay, and then white move to there. Okay, then they may bring that to here. Okay, but that could be quite dangerous because obviously the queen can move to here and then take that pawn. But that's what some people might do, mightn't they? And let's say for argument's sake, that's what they try to do. That'll be check, that'll be to here, that'll take that. Okay, and then you can see that with that about to come into play, these in quite a strong position, that can come here. I would actually bring up this next, okay? Because if you bring up this to here, you're going to be putting a lot of pressure on the rook. The rook's got nowhere to run. Okay? Then that can come to here, okay? Then you can still get out your knight. And then the queen is trapped in the back, isn't it?
yeah,
And you've got all the pressure onto the black. Could you like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Who wants to be white?
Oh God.
You know?
Do you know what you're
I
going to
don't,
be
I
white?
don't mind.
Yeah, I'll be white. It's easier for the perspective at this moment.
Okay. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, well, the obvious opening of it is that pawn to, yeah, e4.
Well,
And then do I do the other that same one, yeah, and
Yeah.
move that, yeah.
you know it.
And then do I move my knight at G? Yeah, and move that out.
And then I move my B knight out to defend the black, my pawn.
Right. And then I bring out my bishop at F, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
then-
what you can do, Laurel, is you can do a different move if you want.
Okay.
You don't have to do that one. You can either move here, or you can move out the bishop, or you can move out the pawn.
Okay.
Seems
So
awesome.
so if
Go
I'm, what's that?
Oh, I'm just saying you've got options galore
Yeah.
here.
So if I move the knight out, then
to here.
that'd be attacking that pawn.
Here, you attack the pawn.
Yeah. If I move the bishop, what would that really? That would be attacking the F pawn back there.
Yeah, if you move your bishop to there, here, you'll be attacking this pawn. Now, actually, if you move your bishop to here, that can be another gambit called a Traxler counterattack.
Okay, that sounds fancy, so I'll do that.
Right.
Now, you know what's happened is black hasn't moved the knight to that square, so you can't move here straight away because the queen will take. So you
Yeah.
have to move that pawn up there. Now, you don't mind that because even though that may take this, okay, you can bring out your bishop.
Yeah, that is true. Right. We shall move my D pawn to D3 then.
Okay. Should I
So,
then think about doing the horse?
yeah, so now you can either bring out your knight, okay, to here, or you can try and take that pawn and see what happens. If you take the pawn, what you're doing is basically you're preventing your opponent's king from cashing in, but they've still got a fairly strong position here because all they need to do is move the rook to this square and then hide the king behind it.
Yeah.
So it may be worth not taking that straight away.
Okay. So maybe would it also would it also be smart to kind of mirror so I can bring my other bishop out? Would that be a good move?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. Yeah. And now, Shinoa, you can move your F knight to the G5 square.
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Okay. And now you're attacking two of my. Okay. So how?
The other way that you can possibly defend from this, because you haven't moved out your knight, is you can consider putting your knight onto the H square.
And then that's defending the F pawn.
Yeah.
And the bishop's defending the H pawn already.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
Okay. The other thing to consider, Shinoa, is if your opponent is trying to defend against a fried liver attack, consider continuing to develop your pieces. So the next move perhaps could be either your knight out to C3, okay, That is option 1. Option 2, castle. It's really your 2 best options at this particular time. Or option 3, I wouldn't quite yet put your queen to this square here, because they'll just bring this pawn forward here.
Yeah. Right. I think I can castle. Nothing's stopping me from castling later, so I think I'll just bring another player out and bring the knight out to c3.
And then you can always put your knight to here. Also, your queen can go into this square, because then you'll have 3 players attacking that square
Yeah.
when your queen goes there.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. Could I could I castle?
Yeah, you can castle. And what you'll find is that the vast majority of people who you play against won't know all this, will they?
No.
They won't know all these options. Okay. So your opponent has castled Shinoa. Basically, what you can do is move your knight down, maybe to here to begin with, and I'll show you why in a minute.
Right. Okay. Then we'll move it down to f3.
Okay. So now I feel like now that you've retreated, I should attack and push forwards, but I'm looking like how. Maybe bring the bishop.
Yeah, onto that square.
To it could go to the G square, or it could go. No, yeah, all the other squares would be taken.
Yeah, you'll go to the G square. Now, but the reason for moving your knight is when your opponent castles on the king side, if you have the option, take him with your bishop.
Okay.
Because then you open up the king. But when your queen comes here, and you've still got a knight, and then you've still got that, then that's quite a weak place for black to try to now defend that once like that's been taken.
Right. So I don't know what my next move should be, really.
So your next move to think about is your bishop to take the knight.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be the obvious one, wouldn't it? So yeah, we'll go for it.
Okay. So now
if you take back, which
I've opened it up.
Back, you'll obviously open your king, because what white will do is they'll move on that pawn. You'll have to retreat or take. If you take, then the queen comes here. So that's going to be quite a weak position for you. And then they've got another knight that they're going to put to there and then bring into the game as well.
Yeah.
And they might even castle on the queen side, and then they can even move the pawns into the attack. So if you don't take, you'll be down in points.
So if I don't take, then you'll just take.
No, white probably wouldn't take you.
Okay.
At this stage, what they would probably do, if I was advising white, I would move the bishop to the G5 square, and then what that would do is it would force you to move your queen out the way, control that rank, and then move up the H2 to H3 to make a bishop retreat, and then bring in the queen.
Yeah. Or could I move? No, because then you'd still do the same thing. I was gonna say, should I move my queen back to the F square? But then you'd still be able to do the same thing, and then I wouldn't be able to take because that knight.
Yeah, but to be honest, you couldn't really do much anyway. Moving to the F square is not a bad move, or moving on to the D square, but D7. I mean D3. Is yours D3?
Yeah. D.
I'm just looking at which way around the board is. So D7. So move up one,
Yeah.
and then that's not attacking your queen.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll do that then. I'll move to D7.
So because they're not attacking the queen, you can consider moving back the bishop,
Yeah.
or moving that pawn forward one. Which one? What would you rather do?
We'll move back the bishop to begin with.
Now, would you like to move it to one place?
Yeah. Just to G5.
Okay. So, could I maybe bring my rook into play, my A rook?
Yeah.
Would that be smart to just bring that?
Well, I wouldn't advise moving rooks unless pawns are being taken and
Okay.
there's a clear diagonal line. But you haven't really done any exchanging of pawns yet, have you?
Yeah, okay, that's true.
So the only other time that you should move rooks is if they're threatened.
Okay.
But before the pawns being taken, you should use your knights and bishops and maybe queen.
Okay. So could I
What you can think about, just to let you know, your knight can move forward and it can threaten by going to maybe b4. If you go to d4, you run the risk of that knight taking you. In fact, well, the knight wouldn't take you because the knight's being pinned by your bishop. So
yeah.
by
Oh
going,
yeah, of course. So yeah, actually that nothing else could take it.
do you want to try that?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So what would my smartest move be? Should we still move the pawn
Yeah.
in H column forward just the once?
Yeah. Because for you,
And my knight won't be pinned.
yeah, you don't mind if there's an exchange here, because for two reasons. First of all, you want to clear these pawns anyway, because they're diagonally in front of your opponent's king. So for these, you're happy to sacrifice. And two, you are up in points.
Mm. Or could I move the bishop backwards? Could I retreat a little bit to H?
Yeah, but think about you can move to H. Well, what would your opponent do next? What would you do, Shinawa?
I'm just thinking, what would I do?
Oh,
I
see what you do. Yeah.
G2 to G4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's
Yeah.
kind of pointless. Yeah.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to take it back?
Oh, I get the option. Then yeah, I'll take it back. So then,
You can move to the E square to E6 if you want, because even though there might be an exchange from your opponent's bishop, you can take back with your queen.
true. Yeah, and then my queen's in play. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll see what happens when I do that.
Right.
Now, what you can think about is moving your bishop out the way so that you can advance your pawns.
Right. Okay then. Where should he go?
To attack the knight.
Yeah. Ah, yeah. Okay then.
Oh. Oh. So now that's not good. Who do I take then? Who do I let go?
So you don't have to move at this moment, because even though your opponent is slightly up, if you were to move your knight, it wouldn't really benefit you too much, because an exchange, what your opponent will do is take you back with this pawn to clear that for the rook to attack.
Oh yeah, true.
So you don't really want to be taking it here. You don't really want to be taking it there, because you'd only take one pawn.
Yeah.
If they take you, fair enough, you take them back, okay? then you've got a bishop attacking that square, which is okay. That's not too bad. You can, if you want, leave that.
Okay, yeah, I'll leave it then. Could I maybe move my other bishop?
Yeah.
I could just take. No, I shouldn't really.
The only time you should do a like-for-like exchange is if it puts you in a better position, and doing a bishop for bishop from black to white doesn't really advance your position that much.
No. But there's nowhere else I could really put that bishop because everywhere would be taken.
You don't really need to move at this moment.
Yeah.
When it looks like you're beginning to run out of squares, what you can think about doing is developing your pawn structure.
Okay, so I could maybe move like my B pawn maybe forward 2.
Yeah, but if you move it 2, it'll get taken. Even though obviously it's covered by the queen and the knight.
Yeah.
If you move that one forward 1 and then you move it forward 2, it'll force the knight. I mean the bishop.
Okay.
Back.
Yeah. Okay. So if I move the A pawn forwards to A6.
But you know what you can think about doing is advancing your pawns on the G or H place, because what you want is to clear them out the way, so then you got a direct.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So where should I? Which one? Should I get my G pawn
Yes.
twice?
Yeah.
I don't mind if he gets got by the bishop, because I don't want him there anyways, really.
Exactly.
Yeah. And okay, I'll do this. The B pawn forwards 2 now.
Okay. And what you can think about doing is moving that forward 1.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go.
Okay, so in this situation, I can either move my rook or take that bishop and trade, but I don't really want to trade because I'm down on points.
It might be worth moving the bishop.
What? Just move it.
No, sorry, the rook.
Oh,
Going
okay.
from A to
Yeah.
B.
Yes. I think that would be the better option. I don't really want to trade at this point.
Shall I mirror that and move to G? Or is there a smarter move?
If I were you, I would take the knight, because what you want to do is, because you're up, you can afford to exchange. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can afford to get your queen out of the way, so you can castle on that side to get both your castles attacking over here. Because at the moment, you can't get your queen down here because the knight's in the way, and because that is covered by their knight.
Yeah, I was thinking of sacrificing the knight. Well, not sacrificing,
Exchanging.
but exchanging.
Yeah.
But then I got put off because I thought, well, his bishop will obviously then be able to take the knight back.
But you don't care because you're up.
But no. I see, this is me constantly thinking of defense instead of offense.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
yeah, we'll move the
But the
knight.
other thing, just to consider, right, just before you do that, they may take back with the pawn.
Yeah.
And if they take back with the pawn, okay, they'll be threatening these two. Okay. So I wouldn't do that first. Okay.
Right.
I'll do it second.
So shall I castle first?
Yeah, well, yeah, but on that side. Because if you castle on this side, then you can move these forward. So
Right, so move the queen forward.
That one.
Okay.
I'm just to let you know, guys, right now, when you're playing standard players, if you like, they wouldn't obviously know all the things I'm telling you to, because I'm playing both sides, aren't I?
Yeah.
Right. So both of you would have won the game by now.
Yeah. Yeah. I see that. Yeah. Okay. So, what
are your options? Okay. So your options are considering to put pressure down here.
That's what I was just looking at now. That's what I was thinking. If I just moved that pawn forwards one, nothing would take it, and I'd be threatening that horse at that knight. So yeah, okay, I'll do that. And it's being defended by a bishop anyway, so if anything comes up, then it's got defense.
How could you? Right, so shall I defend or shall I just castle?
You have to move the knight first.
Ah.
So you have to move the knight to the best places to E2, because if you move it to A4, A4 will be taken by the queen.
Yeah, right, we'll retreat then.
Okay. Now what do I do? Should I maybe just bring? No.
What your opponent's next move is likely to be now is because they've moved that knight, which is what I was saying first of all, so that they can't be pinned by the pawn. They're almost definitely going to do an exchange. So bear that in mind.
Okay. Could I just take their knight with my knight?
Yeah.
But then that's opening the bishop.
Yeah, but that's fine, because at the end of the day, you know your opponent is going to do that anyway.
Yeah, true. Okay.
But which one do you want to take? That's anything. If you take the one on F3, obviously you'll call check.
And they wouldn't be able to move the bishop because they'd have to find a way to move the king or defend the king. So yeah, okay, I'll do that. Move the knight to F3.
Oh, I didn't actually see that's a fork.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh yeah.
All right, so you've got my queen as well. Right, so then I castle over, so you're not putting me in check anymore.
Yeah, you can't castle because you're in check because.
Oh yeah, you can't castle when you're in check.
You have to move on to the d square.
All right.
And I guess I just take the queen, yeah.
So what you're learning from this game is the way out of the fine liver attack, but most people won't know that.
Yeah.
I was coaching you through every move.
Yeah.
As you went. So there's only a couple of minutes left now. So what we'll do at this point is we'll analyse what you two were both thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's your thoughts now? Chinoa, first of all.
How the tables turn. Those are my thoughts. I thought I was doing good, and I had Montel on side. I was like, yeah, he's helping Lorel, but you know, we got this. We got a good opening.
Yeah.
And now my queen's she's been got. So I think you're up in points further than me now, isn't he? Because he's
the queen.
The queen is worth 9,
yes.
so that's
So the queen worth 9. So white has got 16 major points. No, 19 major points. Black has got 10, 19, 23, 22, 25. But either can still win.
Yeah, I was just about to say that as well. I don't think that you're out of the game. It's not. I might have took your queen, but you just dealt with it, got rid of it, and now you've got no threat really to your king. I'd have to do a lot of stuff to get there.
Yeah, well, with your pawns attacking towards the king, you've still got quite a strong attack here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, as I was talking you through, the main thing was to let you know what the counter is to the fry liver attack. Okay. So we'll end this particular tutorial for there, and then we'll have another one.
Okay.
Bye.